Now we're gonna rock our hamstrings. The hamstrings are very important, powerful muscles that we use with running and deadlifting, but also they're prone to tightness. And you can't just stretch to get them long. You need to really release the tissue. And the rocker offers us a great opportunity to do that. So we're going to begin with our lower intensity zone facing up, thinking about the targeted tissue being in the back of the thigh with our edge facing away from our body. Here, I'm going to leverage my body position to start to create rocking. And the rocking motion is actually this. I'm starting with a lot of surface area. I'm going to lean into it and then I'm going to rock forward. So if I was to put my hands and support my body, this is what it would look like. I'm leaning into the tissue and then just rocking back and forth. So I'm actually using the rocker to work the tissue from lower to upper. So I'm getting the blood flow and circulation back to my heart here. This is a really, really nice technique. It's a nice blood flow technique. This is great for a warm up. After I make 4, 5, 6 passes down low, I'm gonna start to work the tissue up just a little bit higher. So the rocker's coming up, I'm getting up higher into my tissues, then I'm gonna perform the same motion. My hip can come off the ground a little bit, and then I could press down and then rock. So here I am, pressing down, just rocking. You'll notice we're starting to get initially a large surface area, and then I rock into the hamstring. We're decreasing that surface area, creating a little more intense pressure, a little more focused acupressure. And then I'll continue just to move up high in the hip. This again is an area that's tough to get at with a lot of traditional devices, but it's an area that needs to be released. So here we go. I'm gonna get up in the upper hamstring. My zone level 1 is still facing up. My edge is away from me, and then I'm gonna go into rocking. So I'm pressing down and then just rocking, allowing the rocker to do the work. I don't have to work hard here to allow that tissue to get released, which is very important. We shouldn't have to be tensioned while we're on this. If we're tensioning too much, we're not gonna get a good release. So after I've rocked in those zones and I feel comfortable with that, we can move on to our zone 2, also what we call medium zone, medium pressure. And when I set myself up here, I'm actually gonna have the rocker sit off to the side so its edge of the rocker is in line with my thigh. So here again, I'm gonna start relatively low. I'm gonna cover the surface area, taking advantage of those ridges, and then I'm gonna prop my body up, starting to rock a little bit. A couple different things I could do here. Besides just rocking, I actually just start to rotate my leg. So this is gonna create a little bit of what we call cross fiber massage. Our fibers in our body run in all different directions. They're 3-dimensional. So as we're rocking, it's very important to think about that. We wanna really cover all those areas. And speaking of all the areas, what I'm gonna do now is use a little more focused pressure to get to the inside of my hamstring or outside of my hamstring with the rocker. So here I'm using that edge, letting the rocker sink into my tissue, really getting a focused release acupressure, which is great. The added movement allows that tissue to relax, and it's really helping with the circulation as well. So once we've worked on our medium zone, then we can move on to our edge. So here our edge is facing up and our light zone is gonna be facing us. And then I'm gonna let the rocker do its job. So here, I'm just relaxing the tissue. I can start to work a little of that windshield wiper technique, allowing the edge to do its job. So in addition to corkscrewing my leg and rotating my leg, I could also hollow rock the rocker. So now I'm using the edge to shear that tissue. Shearing means I'm taking one part of the tissue and I'm going one way and the other part of the tissue going the other. This would be more true to our myofascial release that we learn about. You can't do that with a lot of other different techniques. Again, we would start down low and use those different levels of intensity up that entire hamstring. Not forgetting about the upper hamstring, as that's an area that is commonly dysfunctional with people and commonly tight. So that's how to rock your hamstrings.